my recap of Valentina's episode. I feel like she's so good at being real with herself. And then she, in turn, is real with other people as well, which is really brave and authentic and beautiful. But we had talked about the whole topic of Hello Heart, of just being able to reconnect with yourself and accepting what you see when you reconnect with yourself, I think is the key to all of it. Because many people may feel like, oh, I want to have a relationship with myself and with my own heart and how I feel, how I am, and I want to feel better and get better and make better decisions. But it all starts with going, okay, once you make that reconnection, can you accept what you find? Because even for me, sometimes I run away from certain things because they're just so ugly. Like you can use the word ugly because it's messy. It's not easy to summarize. It's not easy to even hold on to or understand. It's sometimes big, sometimes small, and sometimes scary, sometimes not what I want it to be. Yeah. So that's where I would say the word ugly. It's like, oh, I don't want it to be like that. But then without that freedom to be honest and say, but it is like that right now, gives you the first step into saying hello to your heart or reconnecting with yourself. And I think that she is a beautiful example of that, of saying, you know what, even though it's hard, even though it's painful, I'm going to reconnect with myself and it's going to start something beautiful.
Yeah.
So that would be my recap from that.
Yeah, I really loved your episode with her. And especially the way that, that she is, or has this intention to connect with her emotions, her feelings. And it seems like so much of her music has come out of this, and so much of like the way that she shows up in the world is, I think, very like beautiful, charismatic, because she is connected to her emotions and is able to like, I guess, transform the way she shows up. And sometimes it is messy, but that's also sometimes the most beautiful stuff.
Yeah, I agree. We had kind of touched on when in the car about one of the things I teach the most when coaching is that emotions are not good or bad, because we often use the word good and bad to judge whether it should be or shouldn't be. And that is where we start to create limits and walls of what we can feel or can't feel or should feel, or and we start making all these rules for what's going on in our hearts. And so sometimes I like to use the example that our emotions are like symptoms of the heart, just like our physical body has symptoms, and the easiest one is hunger. When we feel hungry, we immediately know, oh, I know what that symptom is. It means I need nourishment, I need food, I need sustenance. But when we have symptoms of the heart, maybe disappointment or anger or sadness, we don't always know what need is behind it. And so we go, oh, I shouldn't feel angry. That angry is uncomfortable and negative. Hunger can be uncomfortable, but it's not necessarily negative, is it? It's information about something that you need.
Yeah.
Emotions are the same thing. There's no bad or good emotions. There are maybe uncomfortable and comfortable, more pleasant emotions, but they're there to tell you things. They're there to give you information. This little birdie wants to chime in. He's like, I agree. And so sometimes looking at them like symptoms helps you not judge what you're feeling. And that's not to say that once you have an emotion, you can make good and bad decisions, right? Like anger is not a bad emotion.
Yeah.
But you can do bad things with anger. You can hurt yourself, you can hurt other people because you feel angry. So it's not the anger that's bad, but what you do with it afterwards. But if you're able to say, okay, like for example, we're using anger as an example, this situation or this issue is conflicting with something that I value very much. You suddenly have all this information of what's important to you and what you're trying to protect or what you're trying to achieve. It's touching something valuable and it's making me feel angry. And then there you go, you have a whole new perspective and foundation to make good decisions from an emotion that didn't feel very pleasant. So I have like a simple worksheet that helps me sometimes that goes, what am I feeling? And you can fill it out from physically, I feel this way, emotionally, I feel this way, or even just like something you can't even touch sometimes. And then the second question would be, what needs are creating those feelings? And you can start to see the information that those emotions or those feelings or sensations are trying to convey to you, where they come from, why they're there, and what they're trying to help you with. And then the third question is, how can I take care of those needs? And then it's just full circle. Okay, when the symptom is crying for help, when the emotions are there, whether they're just little feelings or really big and overwhelming ones, they're all the same characteristic of there to help you. And then you can figure out, what do I need and how do I take care of it? So it's a really helpful, you can journal it, you can say it out loud, you can ask a friend or have a friend ask you. I think it helps me a lot to put it into a helpful perspective instead of something big and scary. Yeah.
I think that's very like powerful to like reframe how people see emotions, especially these like messier ones that people often don't want to feel, and being like, okay, this thing is communicating to me something that might be out of alignment. I love the question of like asking like, what is the need underneath this, or what is that speaking to? How is that like a pretty easy jump from being like, okay, I feel angry, to being like, to figuring out what that need is? Like, what is that step? Is it obvious? Is it going to be obvious to people?
Obvious is a hard word sometimes. Like, I have so many funny stories about that. We'll skip that. Rewind. Is it obvious? I would say when it's not easy to find the need behind the emotion, just try exploring it, getting curious about it. Instead of having an emotion take you over and take you places and make you do things, remember that emotions aren't there to control you, they're there to help you. Immediately that's going to help you already, because instead of feeling overwhelmed by something, you're taking a step back and looking at it and going, okay, I'm just going to feel it, as Valentina would say. Just go through it, feel it, create a space for it, create time for it. Like she used the example, if I suddenly feel like I need to cry, I might leave my meeting and go to the bathroom and cry. That's creating just a small space for respecting that emotion, without letting it overtake your whole day or controlling you, and going, okay, I can't figure out obviously what the need is, but I wonder, could it be this, could it be that? And then you kind of start to open avenues of what it might be. It may not be the first few things that you think of, but as you explore with curiosity, it's like, oh, it could be this, or it might be this, and then you, without the urgency of I need to understand what it is now. Like all of the things that we do with our heart, they work best when you take them kindly and slowly. There's no need to rush things. We're not projects to be perfected. We're humans, and this is the experience that we're going through. That moment when you're trying to understand a new emotion, that's life. It's not something you have to get done. It's something you get to experience and get to go through and create something beautiful for yourself. So there's no need to rush it.
Why is this important to connect to our emotions more?
I think for me, the most obvious one that I see practically in life with people is that when you're not connected to your emotions, you don't understand them, and they often rule your life instead of you getting to make empowered decisions on what you want to do and even how you want to feel. Sometimes an emotion that lingers can linger for a long time because you never addressed it. Even the example of comparing it to a physical symptom like hunger, if you felt hungry right now, but we're doing this video so you can't eat right now, you might say, okay, I'll eat later. I'll ignore the feeling or put it aside and eat later. Take care of it later. And then tonight you still don't have anything to eat. Your hunger might come back stronger and it might subside for a little while. Tomorrow you'll find out again if it'll be there or not. When you wake up, it might not be there, or it could be there really strongly. Sometimes emotions are like that. They'll just keep coming back in different forms and different levels to get your attention because the need is still there. It's still trying to get your attention. And sometimes it transforms into even bigger things. Like imagine you feel hungry and you don't eat for 3 days. Your body is going to have all kinds of symptoms that aren't just hunger anymore, right?
Yeah.
Fatigue and other illnesses. If you don't eat for a month, when you don't address pain for years, we have things like anxiety attacks or depression or things that we call mental illnesses. They're not really diseases or anything, but us going, your heart and your body going, help!
Yeah.
I need help, and there's certain things that need to be taken care of and addressed and cared for, and they will call for attention as much as they need to. So I always say that's the most important thing, is learning to connect to your emotions is learning to take care of yourself on a basic level.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like, sometimes I was reading this thing about feeling disconnected from emotions and how often it's like so many people, I think, who haven't looked into this, they might have like a way that they exist in the world. We'll use the example of like personality. It's like they might just see themselves as this, and it's been like that for so long, and so they're not even questioning it. When I think so much of personality can also be affected by emotions. For example, myself, it's like growing up and feeling disconnected from anger, it made me into like a nice guy. I don't want to get angry. And this kind of became part of my personality of like, oh, I'm a nice guy because I avoid anger. And because of that disconnection, it like gave me this personality, which is like parts of it are true. Like I love being nice and like supporting people, but it's not always true because I would often push back the anger continually and it's not real me. And I think it also affects life in so many other ways too. So I think it's such an important thing.
So if someone was saying, I don't like how I feel about this or how I react to this, but this is just my personality and who I am, how would you guide them through that?
Yeah, I think I would just bring it, honestly, those questions that you gave are super helpful. So in a certain moment, I would just ask like, okay, what is going on inside the body? What kind of feelings are there, sensations? And just do the work, like ask, okay, is there a need that's not being met that's brought up this maybe tension or heat in the head?
Just observing,
observing.
Yeah. I think it all kind of comes back to also not judging yourself for what you observe, right?
Totally.
Creating that safe space to say, all right, if you really want to know how I'm doing or how I'm feeling, I'll let you know, but you have to promise not to punish me for it, right? I remember for me, I struggled a lot growing up with being perfect, because if I wasn't perfect, that means I would make a mistake, and that mistake was going to hurt somebody. So I had this whole perfectionism thing, and I realized when I went to a friend's house, in Europe, I stayed over in his little sister's room, and there was just like drawings all over the wall, kids' drawings that are no way perfect, but they're so beautiful, right? They're just like 3 colors, and it's art, and it's on the wall, and it's a piece of pride and value for the parents because their child was exploring and making a mess and enjoying creating and being themselves. And that was just proudly displayed all over her room. All this imperfection, right? And it was a moment where I was like, it's so safe here to be messy. And I realized that's how you find out what's truly going on in your heart, is not judging whether what comes out is right or wrong. Like I said, when it comes out, you get to decide what to do with that, which is right or wrong, right? But when it comes out, it just is what it is. And I think creating is another practical way to really practice not judging yourself. Like for Valentina, it was writing music. For some people, it might be drawing. It could be baking. It could be pottery. It could be all kinds of things that are not meant to be perfect, but to be fun and creative and messy, and may not actually have to be a final product of any kind, right?
Yeah.
But just trying something new or trying something you've done before, but with the mindset of, I'm just going to create this for the process of creating it and exploring and having fun and not making it perfect or beautiful, is a really great way to practice accepting things as they are.
Yeah, I think that point is so important. It's like creating that space, and use the word curiosity as well. And I think coming at it from that angle is so nice, because it's like an emotion one probably won't want to show up in a space if it's being judged. And so if we create these spaces within of curiosity, kindness, care, it's like it's more willing to show up and probably easier to communicate with and like learn from and really understand ourselves
You're
more.
Right, you're so right. Because it's kind of like a friend. If you had a really judgmental friend, like, hey Max, I don't feel so good today. Why not? You should be feeling good. Okay, next time I'm not telling Max how I feel, right? We're kind of like that to ourselves. When you build relationship with yourselves, it's that friendship of going, hey, I want to listen, I want to know, I want to care. And if it's not good right now, it's okay. I still love you. I still care about you, and it's going to get better. And that's feels safe.
Yeah. Nice. One more question on, I guess, the expression piece potentially of like, okay, if someone is doing this work and trying to start exploring their feelings, or how can people best do this in terms of like things like anger or sadness, the ones that people do think are messy, in the like expression piece. So like, okay, what does it look like to actually feel this thing and not have it maybe hurt someone or cause other stuff?
I think it would be, again, a repeat of those two things. Is one, creating a safe space for it. So, all right, today I might decide not to hang out with my friends and spend some time exploring how I feel, instead of going out and getting angry at other people, just going, oh, I feel angry. Can I just have a moment to myself? And that's okay. We should normalize prioritizing this moment with yourself versus going, I have to put it all together and present the right emotion for everybody else. So creating the safe space and allowing yourself to prioritize that. And then the second one, the whole curiosity process of going, I really don't like this emotion. Can I connect to it? Can I understand it? Can I feel it without immediately judging it? Going, I'm disappointed. I hate that feeling. I don't want to feel disappointed. I'm off to a new subject, off to a new emotion. Going, oh, that emotion is unpleasant. Can I understand it more? What does it feel like? What does it feel like in my body? What does it make me want to do? And then I wonder where it comes from. Does it come from an expectation or a hope or a dream that really matters to me? I value it so much, and that's why I feel so disappointed. Is it something beautiful that I love but now feels broken? Or, all these kind of just curious questions. And I think it's different for everyone. Like for me, sometimes I'll just go on a walk by myself and talk it out in my head. I don't really say it out loud because I'm quite fast. I'm like, Well, I wonder what that is. What is it? And just exploring it with that kindness. Some people love to journal. Writing is really helpful because it forces you to do one word and one sentence at a time. So if you're someone who feels like they overthink too much or can't put thoughts together, writing, even if you don't like to write, if you try it, it's really helpful. Journaling can be really helpful, going, what am I feeling? Feels slow, but it forces you to be there. Some people talk it out. My friend has like a specific little recorder just to ask himself questions and then listen to them and then talk it out. And it's just for him, not for anybody else. You can delete them right after. It's just for the process, you know, taking the intention to create a way that works for you. All kinds of ways, like songs that help you feel a certain way. And I'm not talking about like wallowing forever in a sad song, but sometimes going, okay, I really feel disconnected, but I know that there's something that's trying to come out. Maybe I'll just listen to a song or watch a movie or something that I can touch that feeling, and then I can go and explore and take care of it. I know that sounds kind of weird, and I don't want to encourage people to like, you know, sit there and cry for days on end without the purpose of understanding it. But sometimes if that's what it takes, it's okay for you to just go, I need to cry, I need to release this, I need to punch a punching bag or jump in the ocean or do something that like, is a physical action of release, and then explore it. That can be really helpful too. Yeah. Have you ever done anything like that? I know you like to journal.
I do like to journal. I have been playing around with like kind of my anger is the main one I'm working with now. And so just trying to feel angry again, which has been kind of fun, even though like in the moment it's maybe weird and different.
Yeah.
It's been feeling really nice to approach it with this curiosity, like, whoa, what is this? What is this thing that I haven't been connected to for so long? And so sometimes that does mean, yeah, like punching a pillow or like screaming, writing angry letters, things like that, yeah.
That's so fun because, you know, a lot of people go, I only want to feel happy, so I'm trying to create the feeling of happiness. And here you are saying, I'm trying to be angry because it's an emotion I'm disconnected to. But that's the reality of the way our heart functions as well. Is like the Bible says, from the heart flows life. And it creates this picture in my mind where your heart is like this river of life. And as soon as you put like a little dam or a little filter going, only these emotions can come out, it dams your whole heart up.
Yeah.
So I can't be angry. Well, you can't really feel the full emotion of joy or hope or ecstasy either, because your heart is now slightly blocked. You know, like I said, it's not about just throwing your emotions all over the world and doing whatever you want, but once you let it live, then you can choose what you want to follow or what you don't want to follow.
Yeah.
But creating anger to feel anger is quite a fun way to like put that into perspective. I want to fully experience life, and anger is part of it.
Totally.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think 1 hour went by.
I know.
No, I'm just kidding. That's really good.
Yeah. Any final things?
No, I'm just really excited about Hello Heart. I think just to invite people to reconnect with their hearts again.
Me too. I think this is such a beautiful project, a beautiful mission that you're on.
Aw.
And it's helping me reconnect with mine as well.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Thank you, Max.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hello, Heart.